Hello, friends. This is William with Believe Unlimited, coming to you today with a little message on just understanding being happy and why doesn't she or he make me happy anymore. And that's an interesting part, because when we understand and look at what does make us happy, it's actually only inside of us that makes us happy. We may have had great experiences with someone and it really truly enjoyed them, and we felt happy when we were with them, but it was our perception of our experience that made us happy. And when we lose sight of the fact that it wasn't that person that made us happy, we can, in our relationships, whether it's with parents, children, friends, bosses, spouses, we can get disillusioned and angry at the person for not making us happy anymore. The crazy part is if you've ever looked at it from the perspective of when we give our power to somebody else to create an experience for us in our lives, we have lost the power to be the way we want to be, because they have to change or they have to do something before we can be happy. So when we take the responsibility of being happy and we choose to do or be happy, we have the power, we have the control, we have the choice of being happy anytime we wanted. It's no longer up to somebody else. It's no longer even in their power to affect whether we are happy or not. And that's where we have power, and that's where living happy becomes a choice. It's the number one thing about relationships is I've heard so many times and had it said to me and even felt it, that I'm not happy in this relationship anymore. I don't feel happy. And there are a lot of circumstances and a lot of events that can happen that can diminish the happiness and move us to why we don't feel happy in this relationship anymore. And it's because we gave somebody else the remote control on our life, and they don't have it on the channel that we want. We're not receiving. That's all the television is a receiver. We're not receiving the picture that we want for our lives. And then we blame them for not using the remote control for our benefit. And it's never up to someone else. It's never up to them. In fact, it was never them in the first place that made you happy. It was how you chose to feel about the experience of being with that person that made you happy in the first place. And gaining control of our happiness in our life is actually one of the simplest things we can do. The first part is we have to recognize and be completely responsible for the fact that we are exclusively in control of how happy we are. It's not someone else. It's not their behavior. It's not anyone else's. It's not even their business whether I'm happy or not. Now, we obviously want to do and act in ways that will make our experience with somebody else pleasurable and enjoyable. And when that other person that we're looking at in that particular moment are acting in a way that we are receiving a good vibe, a good feeling, it's much easier to feel happy being with them. But it's not their control whether we're happy. It's not up to them, it's up to us. It's up to individually, it's up to me on whether I choose to have a happy experience or whether I choose to have the alternative, be frustrated, annoyed, angry, whatever. And it doesn't mean that our interaction with that person doesn't shift our mood, doesn't make us feel, it doesn't give us the opportunity to feel better or worse, but it's not up to them. We can't give our power and our control and give up the choice of being happy based upon their actions. So when we set ourselves in the place of understanding that it's got nothing to do with them and everything to do with us, and it's our perception of our experience with them that makes us happy or not. They may have not changed one bit, and we can still be unhappy with them because in the moment we're feeling unhappy towards them, it's because they're not behaving in a way that I approve of. It's not up to them. It's up to our own selves to choose to be happy in the experience. It was like this story. I was at a hotel here at a conference on the weekend, and I was talking to one of the guest services person, and she told me, she said, you know, it's just a joy to work here. It's a joy to deal with the people. It's a joy to meet new people. It's completely excited. And I said, so how do you, like, there's got to be some people that aren't that exciting to be around and that much of a pleasure. She says, oh yes, there are. But I truly feel that everyone is a joy to be here when they're here. Some of them are a joy when they come. Some of them are a joy when they leave. So it's the perception that we have that creates our reality. Because someone can actually be doing all those things that we're not happy with, and we can still have a fabulous experience because we choose our own feelings. And this doesn't happen overnight. We can't wake up one day and just flip a switch and go, that's it, I'm happy. There is work behind it. It's a choice. And the more we do it, and the more often we do it, the easier it becomes. Just like everything that we do in life. The more we do it, the more often we do it, the easier it becomes. If we could become an expert at being happy within ourselves, the 10,000 hour rule, becoming an expert in anything takes about 10,000 hours. When we become an expert in being happy, everyone else's actions, everyone else in our lives that we're interacting becomes absolutely mute. It doesn't matter what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're doing it. Now, it doesn't mean we have to continue to be with somebody that is not working. That's the great part. We have choice. But how we feel in any moment is always our own choice. And as we get better and better and better, it's like walking across a teeter-totter. And as you walk up the teeter-totter, it's usually not, it's the more difficult part is walking up it. But as we hit the apex, where we make that, it's that one more step, and it tilts the other way. And now we're walking easier down the other side. And our mind and our subconscious works that way. Your subconscious will always go to the simplest thought, will always take the easiest route to something. So if we have created the expert at being happy, it's simple. But if we've created being an expert at being miserable, the first part of that journey is going to be difficult. It's going to be work. To think positive, to think happy thoughts, to climb that first leg is going to be difficult. It's just what it is. But once we've reached that point where things tip, and we're now working with the subconscious, automatically thinking happy thoughts about everything until something really gets our attention that's unpleasant, we are naturally in the flow. And it depends how far with the flow that we are on how much conscious effort it takes to get us to the point of being happy in any moment, being appreciative for all of the experiences. So being happy, it's not somebody else's job. And it's time to take the remote back and control your own life and your own receiver, and start receiving everything you want in your life by taking control of being happy. You can do it, and I believe in you. So you stay awesome.